Someone saw me weaving fabric on this loom. It happened to be this particular fabric. And she asked, how did she get the pattern in the fabric? There are several factors that go involved into weaving patterns into fabric. I'm going to go over a few of these right now. If you are a weaver, you might already know this information. If you are someone who's in the beginning of weaving, it might help you out and understand a little bit more about weaving. And if you're someone who's just curious as to how weavers do this, stay tuned and I'll go over a few of the steps that are involved. And I'm going to use this loom to share the information. So stay tuned. So let's take a look in here. We see these strings. These are heddles, and on this particular loom, they are made out of Texlav, or kind of a string fabric. Some looms actually have metal heddles. And inside, in the middle of each one of these heddles, it's kind of hard to see. I'm going to try to raise this up the best I can. There is a hole, and the thread goes through the hole. This loom happens to have 8 of these shafts that go up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And part of getting a pattern or a different pattern into fabric is how you thread these. And if I would pull up another one, you might see some more threads that come through, different threads, depending on which of these shafts I lift. So that is one of the steps involved in getting patterns into the fabric. And we're going to go over the next step, or one of the other steps involved, in a moment. Now join me under the loom. This is where some other information goes into, or another tie-up. We call it tie-up, treadle tie-up. These are the treadles. These are some Texlav cords that are attached to the treadles. Without going into a lot of detail, basically what happens is how these are attached, which treadle is attached. This particular cord is maybe attached to 1, another is to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the shafts that I showed you above. So depending on what order they are attached has a lot to do with the pattern. The next thing that happens is how we press the treadles in what order. If we press them one direction only and keep going back and forth, if we go one way and come back and forth, if I go a couple of times here and then a couple of times here and up here, that changes the pattern that you see in the fabric. So we have 2 things going on. We have the shafts, and we also have how things are tied to the treadles. Next, I'm going to do another demonstration, weaving, and you'll see how that all works together. Now I'm sitting at the loom and I'm ready to do some weaving. But I'm going to just do a couple of things here. What I'm going to do right now, and I did it a little bit earlier, is I'm going to lift the one shaft, and you can see one thread came up. I'm going to put that one down. I'm going to lift another one, and now we have pairs up because that's how it was threaded. I'm going to go to the back to number 8, lift it up, and one comes up again. So what happens is, depending on the combination, I'm going to step on one of the treadles right now. See if I can. And in this situation, I put my hand behind. A different arrangement of threads were raised up. Let me go to another one. This is another arrangement of threads. And what's happening is these are going up, and the ones that are going up are showing you some of the pattern. And let me do one more. So there's another one. They look very similar, but they really are different. So now what I'm going to do is a little bit of weaving just to show you what happens. I press the one treadle with my foot, and I'm going to take the shuttle across, and I'm going to push the beater. We have Maggie helping me right now. Then I'm going to go again. I'm going to throw that shuttle across, press the beater. And what I'm doing is I'm moving my foot from one treadle to the next, and then I'm going to do another one. And for this pattern, I'm going to go back and do the same 4 again. I have a little cheat sheet here in front of me if I ever forget where I'm at, and I count in my head a lot. We did that one, and I'm going to do that pattern one more time. I'm not sure if you can see my feet. I'm going to check to see if you can or not. And then I'm going to do the other side. Now I'm going to go with my right foot. And I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do it again. And one more time. And that's how we work our feet and our hands and our shuttle to create the pattern. And like I said earlier, if I would change my foot pattern and go all the way across and come back and forth, I would have a whole different pattern. If I wanted to change everything, I could crawl under my loom and retie all those cords that you saw underneath and come up with another pattern. So thanks for the question. If anyone has any other questions or curiosities about weaving, please send me a message and I'll see if I can help answer it.